I'm upset for two reasons. You know, one of them is the fact that I expected it. There just isn't justice for, justice sake. I feel like everything has like this underlying theme of racism behind it. Institutions, especially like police departments, feel like they have a lot of power over like just the citizens and like the people who are on the street. I mean, it doesn't even matter that Michael Brown was black, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter that any of these victims were black. Really what it is just like the man exercising his power, and like I feel like even if it was a white person, there'll still be injustice, you know what I mean? But let's be honest, it probably wouldn't happen to a white person, because I mean, like this idea of white supremacy in America is like very huge within everyone, and especially the institutions, because they're the one who actually have the power to enact racist actions.
I think it's kind of sad to say that this outcome was almost expected, and I think it's kind of tragic that we have to say that. And I'm just trying to be supportive in any way I know how, so I'm keeping his family in my thoughts.
Yeah, we're having a little ceremony in his honor, or the dishonor of what happened in Ferguson, and the verdict that the majority of our campus feels is completely unjust and unfair, and while almost expected, still a terrible reflection of American society.
We want everyone to be mindful of where you are in relation to the film. So we will now begin the period of silence, and we are serious about this because we want to honor this family for the loss of their son. 4.5 minutes of silence. In keeping with the request of the family, they have asked not only to keep Michael Brown's memory alive, but to also keep alive within each of us the lives that have been tragically extinguished. In recent days, in a history of a society. I just feel sort of compelled to share something. And it's just a song. It's a song that to sort of bring a little bit of continuity between what we hope will be this movement and movements of years past. And I think a number of you know this song, Oh Freedom. Some of you know that? Oh freedom, oh freedom, oh freedom over me. And before I be a slave, I be buried in my grave and fly home to my Lord and be free. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Yes. Oh, freedom over me. Only for. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and fly home to my Lord and be free. No more dying! No more dying! No more dying! No more dying over me.
being a minority, it is a big change that America as a whole is kind of taking the notice and understanding what's going on. And this situation is known by a lot of people. It is a big change, and it's going on to a next big change. So I'm really optimistic about the future. Yeah.
It's definitely like really powerful. I think that it says a lot about the solidarity of like Bard's campus. Is change a spark? Is change even like really possible? Like, I think that it's like such a consistent dialogue that it never really like comes to, I don't know. We're gonna see it come to a boil, but then, you know, there's always just people blaming, you know, protesters for being violent rather than like acknowledging what they're doing, or you have like people trying to like act like this is part of the justice system and defending our justice system rather than acknowledging the fact that, you know, if he was a white teenager, he would never have been shot. The problem with like systematic oppression is that the system has to change, and systems are meant to, you know, be firm. So the hope is that it changes something, but I think that eventually things are, you know, we live in a pretty shitty country. We gotta come to grips with that fact, and like, what do we actually do to change that? Is the question.
I'm not just angry because of Michael Brown or sad because of Michael Brown. I'm angry and sad because he won't be the last one. There's going to be people after him, and there already have been countless cases after him, because in our society, the police view young black males as threatening figures, and we have to look at not only our police force, but the racial tensions underlying that, and how we can fix this idea that all young black males are threatening and bad and gangbangers.
To be honest, I was like kind of scared that there wasn't going to be anything. It's just like a series of just like Facebook statuses, but like nothing really properly done on campus. And that like made me feel a little upset. And then like I saw a couple posts around, and then I'm like wow, like people, especially since there was like a bunch of back and forth on like Yik Yak and stuff, it gave me a little bit of doubt that people may not have like cared enough. But I'm glad that a lot of people came out and did.
Not to seem unpatriotic, but I really am heartbroken and disheartened by what's going on right now, and I hope that the media really takes into account our voices and the voices of our nation and the people who are speaking out for this atrocity.
The thing we have to understand is that this is nothing new. When I heard it, I was just overwhelmed by something. I don't even know how to explain it. It wasn't sadness, it was just, oh, here we go again.